Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wednesday Wise. The subject matter today is saying I'm sorry is powerful. So, how often do you say that you're sorry, or do you admit that you're wrong to someone? It's a powerful place to be in that humbleness of having your heart open to others. I grew up saying that I'm sorry was so painful for me. It wasn't that I thought that I needed to be right, and it wasn't that I needed to hold my ground or whatever. What it simply was is that saying I'm sorry was excruciating to feel what it was like in hurting someone else. I didn't want to feel that. I kept my heart close to me so that I didn't have to feel that. And my heart now breaks every time I think of the things that I've done in my life that have hurt others and how that has affected them. So now at my age, um, saying I'm sorry to people that I love and care about is very freeing. It's a relief for me. It's a relief in being that vulnerable, that open. It's not painful like it was, and yet sometimes it can be. But saying I'm sorry for me is more welcomed. I breathe through the repercussions of my heart opening and what this really means and my connection to that person. But what it does is it gets me to the place that requires me being in my heart. Saying those words without having the heart based perception, the heart based foundation of emotions is like saying something that is very lifeless. So ask yourself, are there people in your life now that need to be said, I'm sorry to, no matter how little or how small? Can you find that in your heart to say that to them? Are there past relationships that you feel sorry for, or that you need to admit that maybe you were wrong about something? It's a healing process, whether you do that in writing and you give it to them, or you say that to them, or you just write it. It's a freeing up of yourself so that the relationship can change. So do you say you're sorry also to your children for anything that needs to be addressed in their growing up with you, no matter what age you are? Or are they small children that you find yourself that maybe you had a bad day and you yell at them or you discipline them in a way that doesn't feel good to you? Do you say that you're sorry to them? And does something change? That's the big thing. Does something change after you say that you're sorry? So the power of sorry from the heart can melt steel. It can fuse two opposite points together in a true understanding of two beings. So what do you do if someone says that they're sorry to you, but you don't feel that the words are genuine? Or perhaps the sorry is said a lot. They hurt and then they say that they're sorry, but nothing changes. So if it feels like someone is expressing these words, they're saying, I'm sorry to you, ask yourself if you're wanting something more. Do you have an agenda that you want more? Do you not want to give them the pleasure of saying that I'm sorry? Will you accept it? And where does that come from? First, looking at yourself, penetrating in deeper into who you are, in why that feels unreal to you. Why does that not feel genuine before you start judging the other person that it isn't genuine? So take a look at yourself about that. Sometimes, a lot of times, when children have grown up in a family where there's some sort of abuse, emotional or whatever, and the parent says, I'm sorry, but the pattern continues, that child learns that they can't trust anything. They can't trust, I'm sorry, they can't trust adults, they can't trust authority. And so you might be dealing with that too. So take a look at that, of where that originates from, and if that is something that you're dealing with. If that is the case for you, then going to your friend or partner, whoever has said this, I'm sorry, and explaining to them that you may not feel it. You don't feel it. And these are the reasons why. If you feel that, if you can create that connection between the two of you, if you can be vulnerable enough to say, I grew up in a family that I learned not to trust that I'm sorry. I don't trust that. And so I'm working on it. So is this an old pattern in your family? Did you see this as abusive? Okay, do you see that whatever you grew up with as abusive? Or maybe the person that you're working with or dealing with right now is abusive. Do you want something different? And if that's true, if that's happening right now, not in the past, if you are in a relationship right now, then you need to get help for that. You need to go find someone that can hear you, that can help you through the course of letting go of that relationship or changing yourself enough to let go of that relationship. So keep in mind that you're saying, I'm sorry to you, to have ever hurt anybody in your life is life changing. It's a powerful statement that carries weight from one heart to another. You will be more real. You will feel more connected. And if the sorry passes through your lips, and more times than not. So I leave you with that. A namaste and have a great week.